what is your system for calling circles, prospecting? I know with expired, you do call, text in the same day. What is your system for circle?
Meaning like who do I call? Where do I call?
Well,
How many
no,
times?
no. How many times do you call them? Like you
Like a
have,
list?
215 numbers there. You call them, they don't answer. Do you call the same day? Do you call the next day? How do
Um,
you?
it all depends. Honestly, I'm kind of I kind of just keep calling like a new list. I don't really focus on, if they don't answer, just because it's probably going to lower my contact ratio because that might mean that the wrong numbers. I'm not saying they all are, but it could mean that. So unless it's some specific list that I'm really trying to get into, I really just go to the next one. If that
Oh,
answers.
okay. So you don't really target one. I mean, if you don't get.
Yeah, if there's a target neighborhood I'm trying to get in, then yes, I will call that one repeatedly. But if it's just a neighborhood regarding downsizers that I love to see if I can get into and they don't answer, I'll just go to the next one.
Okay.
So no,
And then do you?
and I can probably
Yeah.
help John or help Reese. Maybe I think what he's asking Reese is, so let's just say you spend 2 hours a day, which is what I think you're doing in circle prospecting. And let's just say in that 2 hours every single day, you have, is it a new list every day that you call, or are you recycling through that every couple of days? That's the system
Oh,
he's
okay.
referring to. So
Yeah,
he's,
no, I'll get through the whole list before I get into a new one, if that answers your question. I'll go through that whole entire 250 people on that list before going to the next one. Yes.
one
Okay. And
time, and
that's
then you'll
not.
recycle
One
that a
time,
few
one
times.
time, unless it's a neighborhood I'm really trying to get into. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Got it.
Great. Thank you. That was my question.
No problem. Great question, John. Go ahead, Luke.
Yeah, Reese, that was great. I really resonate with like a lot of that because, I'm a younger agent as well. I graduated high school, got straight into real estate, and just joined the coaching. I joined like a week ago. Do you have any other advice other than like being detached from the outcome? Just being a younger agent. I don't have a sphere as well where I am. So yeah, any advice you could give me or any
Yeah, I
other people
mean,
that would relate to that?
the biggest thing is having discipline. Motivation is only going to get you so far. You're going to have here and there, you'll have motivation, but discipline day in and day out, get a really good, like I mentioned, accountability group. That's going to go a long way. That's probably, honestly, I can't stress that enough. That's probably, I don't truly know where I'd be without that group, holding me accountable every day, 5 days a week, week in, week out. So I'd really try to find an accountability group, not even just for calls, for working out, staying on top of your food, discipline all throughout. It goes a long way, and it's made me a better person throughout this last year overall too. So I'd really focus on that and detaching from the outcome. Again, it's easier said than done, but once you're calling 3 times a day, 3 hours a day, 5 times a week, or even more than that, there's really no there's no really reason why you shouldn't be able to detach because you're putting in the work, you're putting in the time, putting in the effort, and that should be pretty easy once
And
you get
Luke,
there.
you're in a great market, and I just want to add to what Reese said. Reese just nailed it. I mean, you have to create, you have to build a tribe. Inside of this community, you've got to plug into the prospecting game so you can start to meet people inside this community. This is where you're going to know who the real people are, the people that show up every day on these prospecting games, who actually have some skills, show up in the role play sessions with Dominic on Tuesday, Thursday. You see, you're doing some interviewing, Luke. The prospecting games is a great way for agents in this community to find the people that are the most serious about their goals. That's how these groups get formed. And then once you create this tribe, these tribes, just to his point, go far beyond just real estate. Texting a picture of the scale, the gym, your food, what time you wake up, what time you go to bed, your water intake, all of these different things. It goes far beyond it. But that's what he means by plugging into the community. You've got to start to meet some people, and you have to show up in the best version of yourself so that you get invited to the highest level mastermind groups inside the community.
Yeah, and they should be calling you out if they're not on top of it. They're not your true friends, not really holding you accountable unless they're calling you out. And that's what we all do.
Okay, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, you plug into that, Luke. It's just a matter of time, It's just a matter of time. But you've got to be inside of a tribe. I mean, all the cliche things, right? You are who you surround yourself with. It's like, are you by yourself or are you surrounded? What we mean here is, are you showing up on a Zoom every single day with some killers? Every single day, putting in the work. If you do that, you can't help but not win.
Okay, I will. Thank you very much.
Yep. All right. Phoebe, go ahead. We'll get you unmuted.
Hi. Um, so this is kind of a general question for the community, but one of the things Reese said was he was mainly doing rentals, and then and had some buyers, and then transitioned, not ever being a listing agent. I'm kind of in the similar situation where, well, I guess you had the support of your family because they already knew the business. But did you remain within the same brokerage that you were only doing rentals with, or did you find that you had to switch in order to find a team that was more supportive on the end of listing and doing sales?
Yeah, so even though my family was in the business, I want to make this clear too. I mean, I got help from them if I had a question, but like getting business or anything like that, I did not really get any help on that at all. But regarding the rentals, I did rentals just through my company, them reaching out through different op city leads and all of that. I was literally just working those, just to, be able to, make some money, right? So I was doing that, and then I don't know if this answers your question, but just slowly realize that, hey, if I'm going to make real money in this business, I'm going to have to start calling and actually making the calls to be able to get in front of people, make contacts, and getting listings. I don't know if that answers your question at all.
Yeah, I guess I kind of have a general community question. So I'm in a situation where I have only been doing rentals for like 3 years, and I've just decided that I want to switch over to be a listing agent. It's just not sustainable. I make great money doing rentals. I'm in
Yeah.
Boston, the market is good. And I've been able to maintain to make the 100,000, but I will be like a chicken with my head cut off if I don't switch to listings. And I'm just 45. I'm not trying to live that life at this age. And I just took my broker's license today, which I failed the state portion. So I guess my question is, the other thing is I have like 1% commission where I work, but there's no support. Like I pay to work there. Do you guys think it would be wise for someone like me to eat my slice of humble pie and to take a step back, and sign up with, like a Caldwell Banker or a Keller Williams, which I did start with, but because I was doing so many rentals, it's a selling, those are selling agencies. It just wasn't financially worth it for me to stay with such an agency because the cut was so big. Um, so I don't know. I was just asking what you guys think
Yeah.
I should
I'll
be
jump in.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll jump in as your coach, and then Reese, you can pile on too. I mean, there's two questions. The question is, to your point, rentals is paying the bills, but it's a lot of work. You're running around with your head like a chicken with your head cut off. Totally get it. So that's what we would call bottom of funnel business, and you've been very successful doing that. Now you're like, I got to get out of that, and I want to start building a listing based business where I can have some more work life balance, make great money, and have a great life, which is why you're making the transition. Makes sense. The second question is in making that business decision, does it make sense for you to go to maybe a full service firm, unlike the firm you're at, and the taste of humble pie, meaning giving up potentially more of your commission to get more support? Is that the question?
Correct, because I don't know if I went to one of the, and that's the other thing that I'm apprehensive of getting on these phones, because I'm actually kind of good at getting people to, and I do think that within the few weeks I will get listing appointments. I do
Yeah,
not know what to say. And if I were to get an offer, just legally, I do not know the steps of how to orchestrate a sale from,
sure.
you know, and I don't want to goof the
Yeah.
opportunities and not have support.
So there's two things here. When it comes to lead generation support, and I know Reese will agree with this, and everybody here will agree with this. This is from the community and from myself. No brokerage is going to help you more so than this community right here, which is why you made the investment. There's no brokerage that's going to help you acquire clients. It doesn't matter which company you're with.
Oh, I know that.
Okay, beautiful.
I learned that early on with Coldwell
Okay,
Banker and Keller
you know
Williams.
that. However, from the transactional support
Yes.
standpoint, 1,000,000%. If you go to a bigger, more supportive firm on the transactional side, makes all the sense in the world. And you don't have to give up a lot. I mean, you go to a company. I'm not advocating for any company. That's why I sold my company. I'm company agnostic. But if you go to a company like a Keller Williams, where it's only $15,000 cap or something crazy for the support you get, that makes a ton of sense, because 15K, if you're making 200K to get that support, I think makes a ton of sense. I do think that because you're at a low fee, no fee brokerage, or I mean, you are literally on your own on an island.
I'm 100% on my own, which I do
Yeah.
not mind because I'm so
Totally.
seasoned at rentals.
Totally.
But I'm not, I will sink if I try to
Yeah.
remain at that brokerage
Yeah.
without transactional support.
Uh,
Um,
I think that makes all the sense in the world because, well, just for the reasons we just talked about. Reese, you have a thought on that?
Yeah, I would say agree with the same thing. I think it's worth the price to just have some support. You don't need to be running around even more to try and figure out a contract and mess anything up and get in legal trouble. It's just better to have a broker to rely on to answer all those questions.
No doubt. And you will be a saint to a brokerage because you're going to go there and generate your own business. You don't need to, feed off of them, which is what brokerages love. You just want to find great company that gives you good broker support. That's what you're looking for. Broker transactional support. Hey, I don't need your help to go get clients. I got that taken care of. But when I get a client, I need your support to make sure that I don't mess it up. I think that makes all the sense in the world. Do that for a couple of years, and then maybe you go back off on your own when you know what you're doing. You get your own broker license, et cetera, et cetera.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Reese, congratulations on all your success, man. It's really inspiring to see someone so young do that too. It's cool. I want to just quickly ask, I heard you mention forewarn for expireds and for sale by owners. In our market, Rochester, New York, we have properties that sell extremely quickly. Like, I mean, within 7 days, and they're selling well over asking. Our inventory is still very low. So the amount of expireds we have, we might get one a day. No, maybe. I'm looking for maybe like maybe a cheaper way of not having to pay for through Vulcan or something like that to get those every day because I don't really want to pay that expense if I don't have to. What was forewarned, and would you recommend anything else maybe rather to get those expired and for sale by owner data? Which I know for sale by owner I can go Zillow, but
Yeah, I think Forewarn with my association, it's free. But I think it's like $15 a month, something pretty low, 15
okay, cool.
a month. And the data is, in my opinion, at least 20 times better than getting it off some Vulcan or Mojo, just in my opinion. And yeah, you can just write down the numbers. You can put in a Google sheet. I put mine into Mojo. That way I can just use my dialer on it at the same time and keep all those records. But yeah, you can just put them into Mojo. Just use Forewarn, put in the property address, find the owner, and just put it all in. I mean, it takes me maybe 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes a day. But it's worth it.
And the reason so the difference between a service like Vulcan or Mojo,
Yeah.
what you're paying for is them to go out there and get all this data for you and serve it up to you. With Forewarn, or the other one is called Exact Dial. It's one at a time, right? So you got to go search one property, put it into the system, get one at a time. So that's the service you're not going to get. You got to go do that now.
Okay, so you have to actually go find that yourself.
Yeah,
You
you got to do it
Yeah.
all yourself. You got to go find the expired, get the address, et cetera, get all the information, put that in Forewarn, put that in Exact Dial, get the number, then do what you want with it. Those other companies are doing all of that for you. That's the service you're buying.
I gotcha. I thought they were the same kind of thing, just maybe a little bit cheaper version. Okay.
But
Maybe that's a
it's pretty
question.
quick and only one expired a day. I mean, that would take you like 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Dude, honestly, that's why I'm kind of like, I don't really want to pay for it. I mean, we literally might have one a day. Maybe.
Yeah, you don't need to. You just need Exact Dial, or Exact Dial, you only, it's not even a monthly thing. You just pay for whatever one you get. So you might just skip trace one number. It might cost you $7 or something, and you just get that data, right? Or like batch leads, which is a subscription, or so there's a bunch of skip tracing, and in your market, that's probably all you need. If you're not getting a lot, that's all you need.
And just load it into your dialer. That way,
that's right.
I say I have the Mojo triple line, and then I just download it or whatever. I do that same thing. Like I have my broker pays for land voice, so like we get all those. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else for Reese? Dude, this has been super helpful, by the way. It is exciting to see that how early you are in your career, and someone who's willing to actually show up and do the work. The results happen. You can't help but win if you're willing to put in the work, right? It's always the same formula. It's activity times skills times time equals your result. And you are living, breathing of that proof. So we appreciate you very much, dude. The community, I know, really, really appreciates it too.
Of course, appreciate you and everything you do for us. 100%.
No doubt. My pleasure. You guys, Good stuff. Appreciate you, Reese. Let's get back to work. We'll see you guys soon. Have a great day.